I'd now like to invite Kyle Bickel up for a special Minute for Mission.
This is my UPB versus SMA PowerPoint. I hope you like it. What is SMA? SMA stands for Spinal Muscular Atrophy. It's a disease that makes muscles weaker. It's the #1 genetic cause of death for babies. People with SMA are missing a protein that keeps muscles alive. Without the protein, nerve cells die, and muscles atrophy and get weak. If you've ever had a cast, I've had 9, when the doctor takes off the cast, your leg or arm is usually much smaller than the one that did not have the cast. That is because the muscles were not being used and they atrophy. There are 4 types of SMA. Who gets SMA? Anyone, any race or gender can get SMA. SMA affects 1 in 10,000 babies, including me. 1 in every 50 Americans are genetic carriers of SMA, like my parents. Type 1. It's the most severe and fatal. It's usually diagnosed in the first 6 months, and these babies have severe muscle weakness and have trouble breathing and swallowing. 60% of SMA cases are type 1. These babies usually die before age 2. Type 2. Diagnosed after 6 months old but before age 2. These kids can sit up but need assistance. They cannot walk and require a wheelchair. Type 3. Diagnosed after 18 months. They can walk at first but will have limitations and may eventually require a wheelchair. This is the type that I have. And my friend Julian and a lot of other people I know have type 3. So type 4. It's very rare and diagnosed in adulthood after age 35, and they have mild motor impairment. This is my story. My family and I found out I had SMA 2 years ago. I started falling a lot when I was 4, and we went to many doctors to try and find out why I was falling so much. It's hard for me to do regular activities like keep up with kids my age. My doctor, Dr. Crawford, said walking around for me is like someone that doesn't have SMA walking around with a 50-pound backpack on. I get tired very easily. I used to wrestle, play soccer, baseball, basketball, swim, and dive. Now I can only play basketball, swim, and dive. It takes a lot out of me, and I'm usually exhausted at the end of a game. This is, so UPB is going to have a walk for SMA on June 11th. And we're going to look to find a cure for SMA. Where does the money go? To Cure SMA, an organization that gives support for people living with SMA. Funds research to cure SMA. It feels great to do something positive that helps me and others with this disease. I'm really excited to see how much money we can raise, but more than anything, I'm happy to have the support of family, friends, and my church. This is a drug pipeline saying how many cures are close to actually being released to the public. Right now, 1 is in phase 3, and after phase 3, it will be the cure. There are a couple in phase 2, and yeah. Any questions? Okay.